Welcome to Villa Park, and what a way to kick off the new Premier League season. Aston Villa, unbeaten here in their last 21 home matches across all competitions, face a Newcastle United side who, like Villa, will be carrying Champions League ambitions this season. There's an early season buzz in the air. The crowd senses this could be a curtain raiser full of energy, tension and storylines. For Villa, it's about momentum under Unai Emery. For Newcastle, it's about proving they can mix it with the very best, despite a turbulent summer. The spotlight inevitably falls on two strikers, Ollie Watkins, now Villa's all-time Premier League top scorer, and Alexander Isak, who isn't here. His ongoing transfer saga dominates the headlines, leaving Newcastle to cope without their star forward. Team news for Villa: Emi Martinez is suspended after his red card on the final day of last season, which cost Villa a Champions League place. In his absence, Marco Bizot, a summer signing from Brest, makes his debut in goal. Yvan Gassond, a £26 million striker from Rennes, is on the bench. For Newcastle, as we said, no Isak. His future remains uncertain and he continues to train away from the squad. Anthony Gordon leads the line with Anthony Elanga, a £55 million signing from Forest, making his debut on the right. Ramsdale and Malik Thiaw wait for their turn on the bench. So plenty of talking points even before a ball is kicked. And now we're underway at Villa Park. Newcastle start the brighter. Just 4 minutes in, Elanga bursts through on goal, only to be denied by debutant keeper Bizot, who spreads himself well. Only moments later, Harvey Barnes goes down in the box, shouts for a penalty, but the referee waves play on. VAR checks it, but nothing is given. Villa respond with a corner through John McGinn, looking for Tyrone Mings, but Newcastle clear. On 8 minutes, Anthony Gordon turns and shoots inside the area, deflected, but Bizot reacts quickly to smother. Newcastle's intensity is clear. Gordon again gets on the ends of a Barnes pass, but he heads over from 6 yards out when very well placed. That's when you suspect that Isak might have buried. The early pattern is obvious. Newcastle sharp, Villa sluggish. Watkins is isolated, chasing overhit passes. Newcastle's pressing, led by Gordon and Elanga, is unsettling Villa's midfield. 16 minutes in, Bruno Guimaraes wins a free kick. It's not a down. Barnes tees up Gordon, but his low strike is blocked by Bizot. Eddie Howe on the sidelines throws his hands to his head. The chances are building, but the breakthrough hasn't come. By the half-hour mark, Villa finally spring to life. Morgan Rogers releases Watkins, who cuts inside, but his pass can't find a teammate. Digne hurls a long throw into the box, only for Pope to collect comfortably. Still, it's Villa's first real attacking spark. But then Newcastle reassert themselves. Guimaraes again treading Gordon through, only for Tyrone Mings to block at the last. Villa, remarkably, have had just 2 touches inside the opposition box. And that's it, it's the half-time. Newcastle, the better side, creating the chances. Villa clinging on, grateful to their new keeper. And so we're into the second half. No changes at the break. But immediately, Villa show more intent. A fierce Kamara header forces Pope into action. Tielemans swings in a corner that fizzes across the face, but there's no one there to tap it in. Watkins then gets away down the left. He's shot straight at Pope, but the crowd finally lifts. Villa are here now. 57 minutes and a yellow card for Kamara as he brings down Elanga, who was on a dangerous break. The game has a bit more bite now. And then a huge moment. On 66 minutes, Endre Konsa pulls down Anthony Gordon as he races clear. The referee produces the red card. Villa reduced to 10 men. There's no offside in the build-up. Konsa is off. In replays, one might question why Konsa had to put his hands on Gordon. There was still 30 yards for Gordon to reach the goal, and you felt that Konsa might have the pace on him. But he's off, and that changes everything. Newcastle immediately looked to capitalise. Fabian Schär tries his luck from distance, but it's well over. Harvey Barnes smashes a volley goalward, but Matty Cash throws himself in the way. The visitors pile forward, their away end sensing that this, perhaps, is the moment. Elanga, lively all evening, is surprisingly replaced by Jacob Murphy. Perhaps a minute's management call, but he looked dangerous. Villa reorganise. Kamara drops into defence alongside Mings. The midfield narrows, trying to contain waves of Newcastle pressure. The home crowd roaring for every clearance. Into the final 10 minutes, Villa bring on Daniel Mallon for fresh legs. Newcastle introduce young Lewis Miley and later William Osula. Gordon continues to drive at defenders. He's shot from distance, saved by Bizot, who has impressed throughout. 6 minutes added on. Newcastle dominate possession, pushing Villa back. A corner causes panic, but the ball is hacked clear. And then that's it, the final whistle. It ends goalless. Aston Villa 0, Newcastle United 0. For Villa, resilience is the story. They rode their luck in the first half, improved after the break, but losing Konsa could easily have undone them. Instead, they showed grit, organisation, and a goalkeeper on debut who proved equal to the task. For Newcastle, frustration. They created the better chances, Gordon and Elanga both lively, but lacked a killer instinct. Without Isaac, they simply couldn't convert dominance into goals. But perhaps that's making it too simplistic. The summer saga continues to cast a shadow. Newcastle need clarity and arguably another striker if they're to make a real top 4 push. For both sides, a point isn't disastrous. Villa extend their unbeaten home run. Newcastle begin with something to build on, but the feeling remains this was a missed opportunity for the visitors. Full time at Villa Park, Aston Villa 0, Newcastle 0.